Ladies and gentlemen, all the ships at sea, you know what time it is. It is time for our weekly update. So this week I'm going to be doing a live update on the actual numbers that the MLS has put out. Uh, Usually I do like these little mini updates, and then when the full thing comes out, I do a full update. This week I'm just going to give you a little treat. We're going to go through the full update, and that's the only update I'm going to do this month unless something happens. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Because according to who you are and where you're at, I have either good news or bad news. So let's go for it. So let's start going through the update here. So let's see here. Well, if you have a median priced home, it's now $460,000. The newest that came on the market listed for a median price of 485. And we now have even a worse issue than last month. We have point 0.6 months of inventory, 2,005 units available at the end of the month. For condos and townhomes, we're looking at 933 sold. 270 was the median, 275 was the average. I'm sorry, 275 was the median of the new listings during the month. And the units available, 394. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some perspective on what happened here. So let's look. This is exactly a year ago, or 12 uh, cycles or so. Let's see. Units sold 3272 compared to 3528. The median price back then was 375. It's now 460. So made yourself $85,000 in profit if you purchased exactly a year ago. And last year, well, actually, we may be a little bit better off. Look, this last year we were half a month of inventory. This year, point 0.6. Now, the way this works of the effective availability, it's the sales divided by the number of units available. So here's the thing: sales were higher last year, which means although units were lower, so we have fewer sales, even though we have a few more units available, which actually bumps up the uh, availability. Down in the condo and townhome market, we are at zero point 0.4 months of inventory. So compare that to last year, zero point 0.5 months. So over the last year, the median price has grown from 202,000 to 270,000. Almost $70,000 in growth in 1 year for a condo or townhome owner, which is not great. Now let's go into the averages. So the average for last month is 559 compared against 474. Now, if those of you who are with me last week, I said I wanted to jump the gun and try to do some of these things on my own here. I here. Let's try to compare this as best we can to the numbers I came up with. So I said there were that the average list price was, I'm sorry, the average close was 460. So that matches 460. Average, I said, was going to be 561. And here they have, okay, so mine came up a little bit high compared to theirs. Now, what I did do last time around is I broke out condos and townhomes. So, for those of you who didn't see it, for townhomes, The median close price was 330. For condos, it was 230. So, of course, condos are selling for more than townhomes. And let's go into the stuff we normally do. That covers enough for where the market was last month. Let's see what's happening in the market now. So, over those last 7 days, we had 956 listings. That's the most we've seen in months. So, we're going into the spring market now, and things are hopefully getting better for the buyers. Sellers, I don't know if things are slowing down. I'm going to tell you a little tale here a little bit later. 225 back on market, 250 price decreases. I'm reading that price decreases are actually becoming more common now because people are starting to overlist. And for reasons we'll discuss a little bit later, it's not really working out because of some economic factors. Price increases 130. Always surprises me unless there was a mistake. Under contract show and no show, 325, 889 respectively. Okay. This is the first time I'm looking at this. So this is actually kind of amazing. Here, let me see if I can do this. I don't know if you're seeing this. If you've been tracking, this is the first time, first that I've seen the new listings outpace the sold. First time period. That I don't know. This is going to be interesting. More listings coming on the market than sold. 35 expireds. Most of those I am pretty sure, willing to bet, if I were to click on it here, I'm going to see most of them were withdrawn previously and just officially went into that status. Yet we still had some that were, for some odd reason, went from active to expired. More than likely, they weren't, the agent didn't get a chance to actually sell it. Like this one, they took it for 39 days. Let's see here. This one, 26. This one, 9 days. So these really aren't true expireds. 18 days. Went from active to expired. Somebody took an 18-day contract. 35. Okay, this is the only one that went from active to expired 180 days. Standard 6 month. Let's take a quick look, see what we got here. Bet you it's like, no, it shows it's vacant. Okay, this is amazing. I don't know what's going on here. Um, I'm going to have to explore just a little bit. So let's get some privacy in. I know it popped it in there too quick, but let's see here. Why was that on the market for 180 days? So let's see. Well, first of all, they're not taking a loan. It's cash or conventional only. And it doesn't matter either way. It's up in Ely, Nevada. So who cares? I'm not saying I don't care about Ely, Nevada. It just doesn't matter to those of us who live in here because it's like 6 hours away. I'm surprised that Ely stuff even pops into our radar. But just looking here, let me see. I have one. Okay, it was a $4 million place. $4 million. Yeah, it may take a while. I'm surprised somebody only took a 167-day contract on something for 4 million. This one here. This is here in town. Let me just take a quick look. It shows it was vacant. Huh. But cash only. And let's see here. I mean, I don't know if you could do I'm gonna show you the pictures here so you guys can see it. I don't know why they're doing cash only. This house could be financed with conventional. It could also be financed. Oh my goodness, it's got a pool. I don't know what's going on here because this house could have been financed, and from what I'm seeing, it could have been financed VA and possibly FHA. So no idea why in the world they're doing this. I mean, why in the world it expired? It should not have. The only thing I can think of is because they had cash only. Yeah, it's down in Silverado Ranch. This house should have sold. For whatever reason, they were trying cash, and they just couldn't find a cash buyer. So I don't know what their plans were. I would have to assume, and I can only assume that they were looking for the mysterious California buyer. So they figured if they put in cash, the only people who would come there would be California buyers who will somehow, I don't know, fall in love and purchase it for them from cash from all that money they made in San Diego or San Francisco or someplace else. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these new listings and play the game we always love to play, which is let's find the cheapest place. And see how much I can remember my zip codes. So right now, let me double check this. Let's make sure this is in Vegas. I believe I'm 100% sure it's in Vegas. Yes, it is. So remembering my zip codes, I need to learn all of them. So this is the cheapest place in Vegas right now. $115,000. Now this, I'm sorry, this is the cheapest place listed. Let's get into it, chop it up, see what's in there as far as whoops, any kind of notes. Sold as is, of course. That's pretty much it. Taxes on it are, wait a minute, this is in a HOA. It's in an HOA. It's $60 a month for the HOA. Annual taxes are $216. They're taking cash only. Yeah. Okay, let's go and play the game again. Roll that beautiful bean footage. 029, I believe, is here. Let me double check. I really didn't need to do that, but no, it is not. That's down in another area, but not far from here. But I don't specialize in that, so let's keep on going. That's definitely not in the area, but I'm just curious. So the cheapest, Goldfield. Wait a minute, Goldfield. Any of you ever heard of Goldfield? So the cheapest house, period, in Southern Nevada is in Goldfield. It's $140,000. Let's see here. Yep. Nope. That's actually down there also. So we're still going on for these townhome. 108. Oh, I know the 108 zip code. So this is the cheapest townhome. Man, I figured a condo would be cheaper, but all the rest were somewhere else. So let's see here. Just making sure I don't want to miss anything. So, okay, this is a townhome. I'm going to give my professional opinion. This one is probably gone by now. Because look at it. This is a nice house. Okay, let's see here what we got. $169,000, 550 square feet, one bedroom, one bath. But in today's market, you're getting that for $169,000. Unbelievable. Let's see here. Okay, this is definitely in Vegas. Let's take a look at it. So that's what we get. This is our cheapest condo. Okay. So our cheapest condo listed for $175,000, 723 square feet, one bedroom, one bath. It's fairly new, 1997. Let's see if when we find that elusive single family that everyone wants. Let's see what the market deltas this week. And that is an Ely. I do know that zip code. And that is an Ely. I know that zip code. Let's see here. 015 is Old Henderson. Let me double check. I'm not gonna there's nothing private here. Yep, off Water Street. So let's chop it up, see what we get. Okay. Although it looks like a manufactured home, that's just a block built home. So I'm pretty sure we'll see here in a second. So that's what we get. So that is the cheapest single family residence that came on the market in Las Vegas, $250,000, 872 square feet, two bedroom, one bath, built in 1952. That's the way they looked back in 1952. So kind of checks. If the median of a single family is 460, this place kind of checks because you're not going to be getting much for 250 right now. I'll be honest, I can remember houses like this being about $60,000. So somebody's, hey, let's find out. I want to go some privacy here. Let's find out the history on this house a little bit. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Um, Somebody just bought this house and they're putting it right back on the market. So let's see here. And they bought it for $200,000 just under a month ago. I say just under, give it yeah, let's call it 3.5 weeks ago. They purchased this house for 200,000 and they're putting it back for 250. I guess they're hoping that they're going to get $50,000 in windfall in a very short period of time. We'll see. We'll see. Hmm. Well, we got that settled. Let's find that elusive 400 and you know what? I'm just going to go to the entire market. So let's just look at the entire market, see what we get here. So we're looking for, oh, you got to be kidding me. Okay. We're going to see what exists. Look, there's only 60 of them in that range. It's single family, boom, 49. Let's get a result. And that actually is going to be all of Nevada. So let's just go ahead and limit that down to the Vegas area. It's 44 houses. So let's look to see what we get. And there's only one house that, huh? I sold a house on that street, very near that. Let's see here. This represents the median price house right now of what you can buy. Now, in reality, it does not because guess what? Prices are going to continue to go up. So by next month, let's say if it goes up another 5,000, uh, the median could be, 465. So this, okay. So that's listed, the median. Let's just get something around there because let's leave on a happy note here. Okay. That one is nice. This is very nice. I would happily pay 460 for this house. And this house, 1,700 square feet. Wait a minute, did I do the right one? Yeah, that's right. Oh, you know what? I didn't put them in the right order. I should. It's supposed to be that way. Hold on. What? Look at that. Have a whole bunch of 460s. I don't have any bad information out there, so let's go through the 460s. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's see what we get here. Remember, this is what's for sale, not what's sold. So let's chop it up a little bit. Let's go in here and change this to what actually sold during that period. Okay. 126 sold. You know what? I bet you there are plenty at 460. 31 to be exact. Let's go in there and see what 460 got us a month ago. Not gonna lie, I like that. It's not too bad either. I mean, compared to what's going on these days. Let's see. The median was 559. Let's see what's at that range there. 18 sold. Okay. Okay. Get another one to get a sample. So you see what the average is doing right now. Now, funny enough, I have two buyers who are looking in Vegas, and they say they're completely unimpressed with the houses looking at, and the houses they're looking at are in the 7 to 800,000 range, and they're saying they're completely unimpressed and kind of don't know if they even want to move here for that. So this is in the good old days. You could buy a house in Vegas for $120,000, which you could at the bottom of the market. And the houses you just saw a minute ago in the median, those were the houses people bought exactly 10 years ago for $120,000. So pat them on the back. They all quadrupled their money. Oh, let's see what else we're going to do. Well, that pretty much covers most of it, unless somebody has any questions. I'm not going to keep it too long today. Other than going through the extremely obvious here, housing market heated. Yes, it is. Uh, they're just showing where we were, where we're at just 2 years ago. Obvious. Yes, you bought a house 2 years ago. You made $155,000. Whoop dee. Everyone knows that. Prices keep going up while fewer homes are selling. That's because fewer people put their homes on the market, as we saw. But bright note, more people put them on the market this week. This one is the bad news. Long-term mortgage rates increased. This is actually a few days old. So these are the numbers I get from my lender. Uh, so one of the lenders, and this is shocking. Look at this. So they're using 350 sell price for an FHA, which you have to put 3.5 down for. The lowest interest rate you're going to get is when you have excellent credit at 780 is 5%. If you're down at the 640 range, 5.25%. For VA, this month it mirrors the same thing across the board. So you have to have a 580 to get 5%. Conventional 3%, 5.375%. Same thing for 5% down and 20% for whatever reason, they want 5.625%. Yeah, it's gotten pretty bad. So let me answer Rochelle's question here. I don't know if anyone is tracking actual buyers, Rochelle. So many people are enamored with what's going on in housing. I think I've said this several times, and anyone who's been listening can attest. I think this housing increase is going to stop when people can't afford it. And this actually gets into my next little point that I said I was going to cover today. Is I listed a house last week, and I was totally expecting that house to have massive, coverage this weekend. Bunch of people coming through. You know how many people have come to see the house? Zero. Why is that? Now, without getting into the individual's family's stuff, I don't like to cover that. Let's just say they wanted to price it even higher than eventually they priced it. Right now, price is being the factor. So this shows how when you overprice something, what happens? We overprice it, nobody's coming to see it. And now we have rising interest rates. So if you were to just run an interest rate calculator, and let's assume someone's doing a 3% conventional on that 5.375 on Friday. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Share the screen so you can see it. So let's take the median is now 460. And we do that 3% down, which is what you can do for a conventional 5.375. We'll leave the rest of it blank for now, just so you can see the differences. So that median price home, if you put 3% down, Pache Mama, 2967. Now, let's say we had the interest rates we had not too long ago. People were getting them at 2.75. Keep this in your mind now. 2967. Oh, 2290. Now, math in public tells me that that's more than $500, more than six, close to seven. So, yeah, that's a Beamer payment. So it's going to affect a lot of people. So a combination of those, Rochelle, is going to lead to this. Most it's according to what's going on, how many offers they're receiving. So, like, let's say this weekend, and I gotten like 20 or 30 offers. Uh, they're not going to decide today. They're probably going to decide Monday because offers are probably going to continue to flood in until Monday afternoon on normally. There are some games that some realtors play. I'll go over some games real quick, and some of these actually drive traffic. One of them is when you list the house. I talked about this, I think, last week and the week before. So let's go in here. I'm going to share my screen one more time to show you something. So if you go over the last 3 days, which should cover most of Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Look at how many houses were listed over the last 3 days, which covers because most people, when they're smart, they will list on a Thursday or a Friday. Look at what it was over a 7-day period. So half as many homes were put on the market in a longer period of time because you want to price or put it on there when the most people are going to see it, which is over the weekend. Another one that works is putting the house on the market on Thursday or Friday and not letting anyone see it until Saturday at 10 a.m. because it builds anticipation. Another one is saying all offers will be presented at this time, and it's a time that's like 2 weeks in the future because it just, I don't know, it's like that eBay effect I talk about. It boils people up. And the same thing about pricing it right. Um, I'll be honest, the reason I priced it where we priced it where it was, remember they wanted to price much higher. Um, the reason the price was settled on was they got an offer from one of those iBuyers. You know, there are plenty of them out there. Open Door Offer Pad, Zillow is no longer doing it, but there are still others. They got an offer for the amount we priced it at. So it's like, and these guys got PhDs working for them. If they're going to give them that much money, we can list it for that much, right? Wrong. They were probably playing a game, I suspect, and it's kind of the game some realtors play. Uh, some realtors when they say I can sell it for this amount because they're trying to make people feel good. Because no matter what, I could have bought the house for $1. If somebody says I can get 600,000 for it, you know, and another person says I can get 550, most people go with the person who does 600. Reason they do that, or at least the agent will say they can get 600 for it, is because they know they're going to get it reduced later. An agent may never sell your home, and yet they can make money off your home. How? Because they have a home. They have a sign in the yard. People call on that sign. They have it on Zillow and places like that. People call that agent because of that. So they can get buyers from that. By a sign being in the yard, they can call the neighbors and say, hey, I just listed a house at 123 Main Street. Um, Normally we notice when a house lists in a neighborhood, at least two more neighbors are thinking about selling. Is that you? That's an actual real estate script. Any of you ever got that call from a real estate agent? I mean, some of the calls are so phony. I mean, somebody just looked into the MLS and saw what houses were selling, and they went like, "I'd like to farm this neighborhood." And then it's called circle prospecting, and that script that I just gave you is what they'll say. They didn't say they listed it. They said we listed. What's we? Their company. It's like a nurse coming into your room. How are we doing today? Yeah. But, yeah, no action. There should have been plenty of action. The house was gorgeous, the pictures were gorgeous. I mean, drone photography, 360 I mean, nothing was spared. It's down the price. It was too high, and that iBuyer, trying to finish my story here, so I'm not rambling like an old man like I am. They just wanted to get into the house, and then they start making the adjustments because when you put those numbers, when you go to OfferPad and Open Door and all those places, and you put those numbers in, they're going to give you the highest price theoretically possible so they can get into your house. And once they're there, then that's when they start releasing some of the truth. Truth isn't released up front. It's released when they get into your house. It's like on the buy side, these people who say, I'm not sorry, on the sales side, when people say, I'll list your house for 1%. Very few houses get listed for 1%. Same thing for all these things. I'll sell your house for 7.95 and all this stuff. It's bunk. Now they can sell your house for 1%, 1.5% and stuff. But see, here's the thing. You have now gone from from being, in I don't know, I don't want to say Nordstrom's at the normal percentage, but you've gone down to Walmart, you've gone down to Dollar General, and they expect for things to work in a certain way. And like if you're the person who they need to come to your house and sign paperwork, you ain't the one percenter. They want you to be tech savvy so you can do everything online. You're never going to see them again if you see them at all. I know one agent in Texas, and I don't know how he gets away with it. He has the people take the pictures themselves. I don't think he's charging 1%. But I'm just saying the stuff they put on a card, like we take HD pictures, everything made from the iPhone 5 and above, the pictures are considered HD. So all I got to do is like, this is iPhone 13. I'm definitely taking HD pictures. Yeah. We're going to put it on the MLS. Yes, everyone's going to put it on the MLS. It's all a game. It's a pimp game. Uh, they say, I'm going to put it in the paper. They may put it in the paper, but paper, it wasn't put in the paper to sell your house. It was put in the paper so other people notice it. I'm going to do an open house. The entire purpose of the open house is to attract your neighbors. Secondarily, is to sell your house. The average sell rate of an open house is one half of 1%. So that agent could hold 200 open houses. And out of those 200 open houses, on average, they'll sell one house. Mm-hmm. Got a vacant house, it's not a big deal, but can you imagine cleaning your house and leaving for the afternoon? But it's the way it works because you're convinced that it'll sell an open house. I ain't gonna lie. My very first house, the agent kept resisting doing open house, kept resisting it. I insisted on open house, and guess what? It sold at the open house. Not only that, the person had a house to sell, was unrepresented, so she got full commission, didn't have to split the commission on my house, and sold his house. He was a dentist, by the way. It's the way it is. It's kind of like giving the secrets behind the magic. The sign is like 2%. Putting it in the paper, there's less than a 3% chance that your house is going to sell for that. The way a house sells, this is out to the sellers, and any buyer here can attest to this. Your house has to be on the internet. It has to basically make it to Zillow, Realtor.com, um, uh, Trulia, all those places, Redfin. When it makes it on those sites, that's when people go look at it because the majority of people, no matter what their agent tells them, are going to go to there to look. That's where they're going to look. And then they're going to compare it against the other houses in the neighborhood. If your house is 450,000, the other houses are 350, they're not going to call their agent up to say, "Hey, let's go see this house." That's why you don't get more money when you try to overprice. But if the other houses in the neighborhood are 450 or sold for 450 and this yours is 450 or 425, it's a funny thing. People will flood you, and that's how you get those offers that are 50 and 60,000 above is when it's priced right. You know it from your standpoint as a buyer. Tip for the buyer, if you really want to do something, go find those houses that are about 50,000 over, and you know they're 50,000 over. Nobody's looking at them. Period. Nobody's looking at them. Go in there, make a right price offer, have your agent show them what the price is, because sometimes they're hoping they're going to get that price, or they say they must have it for their next house. Nobody must have anything. Price is the price. It's not going to change anything. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, under 460? Yes, there are still affordable areas. Um, I don't know if you mind if I say this. I've been working with Rochelle, and I actually looked for a place. I don't know the amount that it went for, but remember the price that the agent said we could get it for, even though it had multiple offers on it, was significantly under this price. If you're looking for areas of town that are affordable, I'm going to show you some places just here in the MLS. So let's start looking at houses. Oops, I gotta go this. There we go. So we're gonna go lower than that, 440 and below. We're gonna make sure they have 3 bedrooms, and they're gonna have a 2-car garage. We don't want to. Now, I'm doing this for everybody else. You may not have to have a garage. I'm just doing that. It's gonna be a single family, and now we're gonna make sure we limit this to Vegas because places outside of Vegas they have plenty of that. If you want to be up in Goldfield, there we go. 264 houses. But hey, let's wait. Uh, some people don't, we know what, we're just going to keep it the way it is. So let's go and see where in town some of these affordable houses are. Well, under 460, you still have the possibility for Centennial Hills, which is a very popular destination. So let's just look at this quick one here. Heck, you can get single story. Oh, see, there it is. See, I put it, there will be no showings until this time. I bet you this house was listed on a Thursday. No showings. I shouldn't have even showed you all that. But this house is available for under 460. And to be honest, let's see. I'm going to give a little privacy here. When was it listed? It's been on the market 11 days. It's been on the market 11 days because the market has said that it's overpriced. So they have not lowered the price. And this one was a coming soon for a day. We talked about coming soons last week, and smart folks are actually starting to put in offers on coming soons. So this one did not have an offer, and yeah, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to keep this one a little bit private for a second. I am opening a tool called RPR, Realtors Property Resource. The reason I'm doing it is up until uh, the current craziness, RPR was spot on, spot on. So it's a bit behind right now. 'Cause I'll just tell you, I can look at my own house, and it's not me being uh, all proud of my house or anything. I know for a fact that a house sold in my neighborhood for significant, that is the exact same floor plan, exact size, everything. They have a pool, I have a pool, over 100,000 over what this is saying my house is worth now. So according to this, there are what they call a RVM with a 5-star confidence. This house, and based on what I've been seeing lately, this house is about 10,000 overpriced. Hold on, let me see if I can put it in here so you can see it. Ah, shoot, I shouldn't have did that. That had names on it. Never mind. Uh, but it was overpriced a little bit. So that's how it happens. So that's one. Let's go back and we can see what's going on here. I'm going to look at some more in that area. Now, this area here is kind of good in my opinion. It's like north of Washington in this little triangle. I find some really good houses for good prices. So, like, we get this one here. Why did I do that again? Now it's been updated a bit. And it's been on the market 23 days and it's vacant. So something's going on there with the market. Let me go ahead and finish this. Hey, Demetrius, I see you there. Get back. So as far as affordable, I found that this area here has been very affordable. Let's see. Plenty of areas in North Las Vegas are affordable, especially in this area here. So, like, this is surprising. I can remember these houses were a heck of a lot cheaper. Let's take a look at this one here. Wish there was a way for me to do this without having to click there first. Oh, look at that. Saw that price? Yeah. And before I close this down, see how long. It's been on the market 3 days. So with the price that one was, plus another little factor, they're giving out 3% co-op. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I don't do it because I talked about it. I didn't talk about it last week. I talked about it on something else. But like I'm working on one right now because I don't care when I work with my veterans, especially. The commission is 0.5%. After everybody gets their money out of it, I'm walking away with $400. Don't care. I'm here to help that kid out. No, I don't know why the person put it in for 0.5%. Uh, Sometimes when you see that, there's a reason. One, the seller really could have been that. There's no nice way to put it, that's stupid because the house actually sat on the market for a little bit, and it was because of that 0.5% because they wanted to save money so badly. Uh, this one is 3%. There's a lot of realtors who are going to push. I ain't gonna lie to it. They're gonna push their buyers into this house because they're gonna make more money. But this one at this price, 370, you saw the condition it's in, it's probably already spoken for. I'm willing to bet. I put money on it and I have no fear of losing. Let's see, try another one here. So other parts of town that are okay. Uh Now you're talking affordable. I'm using the word affordable. Stuff over here, south of Nellis, anything around Nellis is affordable. And I'm not gonna lie, you should go check some crime reports. I'm gonna leave it at that. Uh, I've put some folks in some good houses over here. So wait a minute. This is actually that's hold on. Yeah, that's Desert Inn. Oh, over in here has been some decent houses, and neighborhood's not bad. This is near Sam Boyd Stadium. And anything in Old Henderson over here, these are affordable. I put some people in some real good houses over here. So, like, look at well, but remember, it's called Old Henderson. Make that be your guiding light. Old Henderson. And there's no picture in the inside, so we don't know what it looks like. It may have been a little bit long-winded, but you were asking affordable areas of town under 460. And as you see, there are plenty. I just pointed out three there that are. Oh, I forgot about Spring Valley. Although the prices have risen. I mean, I'm looking at these prices right now. Hold on, let me show you. I remember putting people in these houses 3 years ago, and it was in the twos. So this one at three fascinates me. Okay, that's all we get, but it's three. But I have a theory that there's a reason that inside's not being shown, and it's vacant. So that tells me they don't want you to see the inside. They want to leave it as a surprise. It's only been on the market 2 days, so they want to surprise you because if they show the inside, you may not show up. But when people show up, they buy for some reason. Let me go here talk about it. I know a lot of people. I've said this several. If you've been watching my videos, I've said this on several videos. If you have a pre-approval that's more than a few months old, you need to go and talk to your lender. You may not qualify. Period. The example I just used. Hold up here. Hold up. You see this example? 2290. What was it before? It was 29 something. Uh, let's be precise. Let's get a calculator up here. So let's bring up the calculator. We're just going to put this number in here. Going to put back what the current interest rate is. Yes, I know I'm subtracting a smaller number from a bigger number. It just gives you a negative number. It's the same thing. $677. That's most people's bills. That's a lot of groceries. And that's a car note. People who have not updated their letter and found out from their lender what they can get now are completely hurting themselves. Just running around. I'm good. I'm good. And then you find out when you finally get a house, you ain't good because they base that on a certain interest rate and certain other things. They based it that you're going to be paying a little bit in HOA, a certain amount of taxes, and an interest rate. If you have one that's 3 months old, they sure as heck didn't think it was going to be 5.375, 677. Think about this. Anybody who's looking at the video right now, anybody who's looking at it in the future, what do you pay with 675? I'm gonna spill some beans here right now. Before my taxes, insurance, HOA and stuff, my house payment is only about $300 more than this before that stuff. Now this, come on. And that's because I bought at the bottom of the market. I actually didn't buy at the bottom. I bought near the bottom. I couldn't afford my house right now, especially at these. I'm gonna tell you, hold on. I'm gonna do something. I'm not gonna show it because I don't want to. Should I show it? You know what? I don't give a shit. Shouldn't have said that. This is about what my house is worth. So if somebody were to do a 3% down loan on it at 575, I can't afford that. That's that's what almost 4 times what I'm paying now. I can't afford that. That's just being honest. Let's see what I got here. The market is inflated, but it's not a bubble like it was the last time. The last time you had all these crazy loans, interest only, adjustable rates. Although adjustable rates are starting to come back, believe it or not, all the trouble we had. Adjustable rate, uh, the no income verification. Although they do have a loan out there that's damn near close, called a bank statement loan. So for like a lot of business owners will use that bank statement loan because uh, there's a bunch of crap you can write off. And business owners, I have heard of a business owner who made $1 million after all their write-offs showed 22,000 as income to the IRS, and it was all legal. I'm not talking about somebody did something illegal, but if you got 22,000 in income and your business made $1 million, what kind of house can you buy? Not much. So they have these bank statement loans where they'll go through all that stuff and go, oh, in reality, you made equivalent about $200,000. Just you were able to write all of this stuff off and depreciate this. And yeah, so that's dang near. They have doctors' loans for new doctors because they anticipate the amount of income they'll have in the future. Just all kinds of crazy stuff. But the crazy stuff they have now is nowhere near what they had in 2008. And on top of that, in 2008, Las Vegas alone, let's see, I'm just gonna pull it up and just say it. So they had 24,000 units right before the crash. Right now, we have 2,005 units. So math in public, that's 1/12 the units. We still have a bunch of cash moving in. Think about this. Vegas is an area where a lot of people bought in cash, especially those from California, which means it doesn't matter what happens. They're never negative. And a lot of the market was cash here in the last year. A lot. Matter of fact, let's see. Last month, let's see what the cash was. I should be able to figure that out. Hold on. I'm gonna let you ride along with me as I should figure this out. I like to show my numbers. Get that out there so you can see everything. So we are going to look at the sold houses last month, and we'll just keep all types. And one of these is financing used, so we can actually go in here and put cash. I may have to go into the add and remove. Okay, there used to be a financing used. Where's the financing used? Let's see if I can put it here. Hmm. They remove it because I've actually had to use this to try to find like high rise condos for someone that was accepting VA. So I'm not fig. Why am I not getting the? Hold on. I'm gonna just go and look at a house. Actually, no, I need to look at one that just closed. So I'll have this for just a second. Oh, okay. It's called sold terms. So let's go back and do that. So it's sold terms. Let's see if I already have it here or not. There we go. So we just put in cash and we go to, whoops, I had to do this all over. Yeah, okay, let's see here. Sold. We're going to put in those dates of last month. And we'll just be doing all the types. So last month, maybe I should put up so I can remember it. No here. So last month, 1,380 homes sold for cash. And we'll just take that out. Out of the 4,317 homes. So we just do a little thing called math with a calculator. I'm not gonna do it in my head. So 1380 divided by 4317. Whoops. 4317. 32% of all sales last month were cash. That makes a difference. So it's that way in a lot of markets like this. Some of it's coming from investors, and some of it's coming from all those Californians with all their money. And yeah, it yes, it's overinflated, it's overheated, it's ridiculous. I really, I hate to say this, I actually hope that these inflated interest rates will help slows things down. The problem is the interest rates are more important than the price increase. I mean, I could show you those of you like to see stuff in action. So let's go back. So right now we just said that the median price is 460, 5.375 according to that lender. So your payments 29. I'm trying to think of a way I need to be doing this properly. So I'm trying to show you how you know what, I don't need to do this. I'm trying to show you how interest rates are more important than price increases. So you saw the difference between those 500 no $677 between the interest rates if they had just happened. We're not going to go about beginning of the year and between now and everything. So let's say the house was 430. It's not even $200 less. But let's do the same again. You still got the 460 house and 3% interest rates. So remember this, paying the same amount, 3% compared to the crazy amount we're paying now. Let's see which impacts it more. Oh, look at that. So you have all these people who are fighting, for every last penny. Let's see if we can get it for 1,000 less and stuff. That's not the big picture. See, the big picture is interest rates. People who waited around are paying more interest now. But as far as trying to finish up Tony's question there, I don't see possibility of price adjustments right now. The most I'll see is, remember there was a part about 2 or 3 months when prices didn't rise last year, and it was like, whew, what a breather. I foresee prices just leveling off and just continuing that unless interest rates go up to because I never even thought 5%, like 6% or something, which would just be a disaster. I see people having to adjust their prices a little then. But the problem is, if they were to go up to 6%, let's do a little bit of show and tell again. Let's say it just stabilizes for the rest of the year at 460. So we're at 5.375 now. So we got our number. Look at that, 2967. But it stabilizes throughout the year and interest rates go up to 6%. Almost $200 more per month in payment. Again, what can you do with 200 bucks? A lot. So a lot of people who were arguing over this 5 and 10,000 a few months ago when they had 3% interest rates, they're losing out. Okay, let's see what we got here. Uh no, a 1031. Well, they could have bought in cash. Let me see if I can figure that out. Hold on one second. I can actually figure out the 1031s from last month normally. Hold on one second. Let's share that screen again. Let's go in here. And what I'm going to do is normally you're going to have to disclose that. So we'll go to the public remarks. We'll put in 1031. Everything here. Yeah. So, okay. Maybe they put it in the. Where are my things at here? Here we go. So let's just take these over to the agent to agent remarks. 59 houses sold last month, 1031 exchange. So let's see if how many of those were cash. So let's get the numbers straight. 59 of those cash, 21. So uh, that's interesting. It matches almost exactly with the way the home sold. So 21 divided by 59 should be close to 32%. Okay, 35.5, 36%, but pretty close. Hopefully that answers your question. So some of the people doing 1031s are still using some type of financing. I'll just leave it at that. So it seems to match with the rest of the market. Any other questions? Okay, I'll give it a little second here and do my ending spiel for anyone who's watching this who made it to the end, especially later. Uh, I'm just trying to get a vanity metric here, get to 1,000 subscribers for my own vanity. Uh, if you have not subscribed, I would appreciate that subscribe this week. And if you hit that like button, that's the way the YouTube algorithm works. Uh, Give me that HBO discount, help a brother out. So I can continue with my YouTube journey here. And with that, I still don't see anybody asking any questions. Oh, there we go. It does and does not depend. If you're purchasing a single family home, let me get this off here. If you're purchasing a single family home or a true townhome, it will not matter because townhomes are considered houses unless this becomes very complicated, unless it's a condo. So a townhome can be a condo at the same time. It's very complicated. It's only a few percentage of them that are. Unfortunately, most realtors do not know how to look at a townhome to figure out if it is or is not. I'm not trying to say I'm magical or a genius or anything else. I'm just saying that when I come across something, especially if I come across in the field and it causes problems, I'll look it up. But I can find out if a condo, if a townhouse is a condo. For condos, it definitely matters because the ratio of renters to owners determines some of the things that the FHA and the VA uses to determine if they're going to finance in that condo development. But houses and townhomes, no. Hope that answers your question. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, we give it that 1 minute. I want to make sure everybody's questions are answered. Thank you, Tony, also. Okay, well, the walking. Oh, thank you, Rochelle. Walking Dead's over, so I don't have anything to do after this. Maybe. Oh, thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Appreciate anybody who shows up for these because a lot of this is me geeking out on this stuff. As you can see, I don't mind running these numbers. I'm not the guy who's the real estate agent who goes to the parties and their social. I'm not the guy who goes to the parties. I'm the social butterfly. So I like geeking out on these numbers and stuff. So that I appreciate all of you guys, and I will see you next week.